This nibble originally aired on RSBANDB Update, monthly bit number 24, player input through the ages. Enjoy. The ARC was solicited back in December 2015, and in January of 2016 they put it to a poll. The ARC won with 45% of the vote. Second place was Fossil Island. Third place was Menaphos. Fourth place was Abana. And fifth was I Don't Mind. And the only one of these we don't have in game currently is Abana. We, of course, know Fossil Island is Anachronia. Menaphos was 2017, the game's first expansion. And then we have the ARC. And, you know, you were on the show with me at the time, Sirion, and we did the ARC, and it was like, I don't know.
Yeah, that was...
It was not fun.
No.
Like it looked nice, but it was not fun.
I can't believe it. No, I mean, it's so not fun that you get the title of the salty, because if you've been there doing the content that long to get the title.
Yep.
And, you know, aside from, you know, an achievement book and a couple of titles here and there and a few mini quests, what does the ARC add to the game? In fact, what does any of these areas add to the game that we have in? We have Anachronia, which right now is, you know, basically just an agility course and some hunting creatures and some slayer creatures. Menaphos is a mid-level reputation grind after you train there to complete all the quests that unlock soul runes. And Abana is waiting for a Big Bird quest. So, you know, I wonder with the ARC, did the players make the right choice on this?
We'll never know.
We will never know. But I just thought of something even more important.
Oh, dear.
We couldn't go to Abana because we didn't have a wingsuit. We have one now.
Well, that's something that's easy to fix.
Yeah, we fixed it. We got them now. Finally, we can go to Abana.
Oh, and also in something that was solicited in 2016 for the ARC, the thing that won there was a Slayer and combat area with a focus on, I was going to say money making, but that was the guy's name. Does anybody I guess the Slayer and combat area is Amanishi with those, and then like the sirens outside, and then we can't say the elite dungeon because that was added after the fact.
Yeah. No, it was Amanishi with the dragons and stuff.
And I'm going to break everyone's heart here. 2% behind the Slayer and combat area was a skilling boss.
Huh.
So we got the ARC with the Slayer and combat area designed by the players.
And there we got Anachronia, which is Fossil Island, with the skilling boss.
Quasi-skilling boss at that.
Which one was more successful?
I think Anachronia was more successful.
Yeah, exactly! That's the point!
Yeah, I think so.
I wonder what Jagex was thinking when these results came in. Which one they would have chose personally of those ones to do back then.
Well, I guess that's the million-dollar question, though. Would they have made different choices?
And that's what I want to see at the end of this. I want to see an alternate history of RuneScape through these years without player input and see what they would have done instead.
But that would, if you wanted to go back in time, that would break the temporal prime directive chain.
Yes. And I'm just thinking alternate history that we can kind of, throw that together and see what would happen.
But would it be that much different if we got 3 of the 4 hold updates? Like, doesn't that kind of make you wonder a little bit.
Are you going to suggest that your thing you said before the show that there's a grand plan, that they planned Anachronia out, they planned Menaphos out?
I'm saying some people might be saying that.
I think it's a fair point. Like, one thing, like, we got all these updates that were rejected. Well, from like some of these big polls, we ended up getting all of the updates anyway, which did it really matter in the end which one we got first?
Yeah.
Wouldn't they have all gotten us to the same place? And I think that is a fair argument. I want to say that, sometimes the order in which things come is important because you need to give the game what it needs at that point.
You need to grease the wheels.
Yes. It also might mean, like, I also think that if these ideas had stayed internal, like if Jagex internally had been like, okay, the 4 options for areas that we have right now are these 4, which one are we going to do? The losers basically don't have their own cult following at that point within the community because nobody knows about them. So they're much easier to drop. While, okay, we've mentioned Fossil Island as an option now, people are going to keep asking them about that. Like, when are we going to get
And plus
that
Old
one?
School was getting it too, so.
So I do think that
makes sense.
seeing these options in the polls in the first place sort of primed the community into thinking, okay, maybe we these updates are going to come eventually. So these player polls could still have had an influence on what we're actually getting in the game right now, even though they were not the winners. So maybe this RuneLabs and this power to the players is still impacting what we are seeing today, and maybe the impact is longer and bigger than the direct updates that came out of that.
Yeah, and
because it's still shaping what people want.
Exactly.
Right? It's still shaping what people are asking Jagex for to implement.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. I think this whole RuneLabs and power to the players business set a direction. Like you said, I thought it was, setting the direction on the forefront. But now that you say this, it was bound to set a direction irregardless of what would have won.
Yeah.
Full monthly bits can be found on our Patreon page at patreon.com/RSBANB. By subscribing for as little as $1 a month, you gain access to the entire catalog of monthly bits, in addition to additional perks, such as early access to our show notes and a mention in them each week. Check us out at patreon.com/RSBANB.